Write your book or channel your book? What's the difference? Well, let me explain it to you. Hi, I'm Stella, founder and chief storyteller at Stellar Storytelling, and I just channeled my debut book, No One Knows Me, so I'm excited to introduce you into the art of channeling, even though it's not very new. Channeling can be described as having this breakthrough. The idea arrives, and you know something's arriving, something is coming. I need to make space to receive it. With writing, the process is a lot more lengthy. You spend a lot of time researching and planning. I'll give you an example. I've been writing a book about happiness since I was in university, so about 10 years now. Every year, I've gone back to the book. I've added a new chapter. I've done a little bit more research. I've been reading books to supply me with research. So everything is a little bit more grounded into a foundation that is well researched. With channeling, the solutions come to you, the conclusions come to you, the plot twists come to you. Now, channeling is not reserved just to fiction. My debut book is nonfiction. The core is nonfiction. It's 12 chapters that have a framework, and the framework arrived almost completed, but I was still the one that needed to feel the body of the work. Yes, the framework also came with certain words, and if I allowed myself to flow and channel from my higher self, the words would flow with ease. But I had a choice as to what exactly I wanted to share from my story within the nonfiction to make it impactful. Of course, you can channel fiction books and allow your imagination to travel to faraway galaxies and other planets and other species and channel their wisdom, their experiences, and turn them into these brilliant, authentic, funny, wise characters, which is how I channeled the second edition of my book, the Dragon Edition, where I introduced 12 dragon guides, each bringing wisdom to this one inner child that's traveling into beyond the earthly plane, yet still being part of that realm of the book that you get to do your own self discovery. If you're interested in channeling your book, your debut book, your first book, your next book, it's really about clearing that space for you to receive guidance from your higher self. It's really important for you to have a clear purpose in life. It's really important to have set an intention as to what you want to achieve with that book. I am on a mission to make this world that we are part of a more authentic, more united, more creative place filled with more joy. My debut book allowed me to channel some of the pain and help people alchemize it into purpose. It's a little bit of a framework for them. It's a healing guide that hopefully helps people invite more joy into their life or channel more joy into their life by being themselves. And yet, I know that I'm yet to write the book that is fully in alignment with my mission, that of authenticity, that of purpose, that of joy. And for that book, it's not just about channeling. It's about channeling and writing and researching. I am well aware that the body of work that I bring to the market, the one that has a lot of impact, it combines elements from channeling and from writing and researching and doing all the things that a human on earth would do. Channeling your book is not a brand new practice. Some might say that channeling a book is quite an ancient practice that you can practice today. You can start right away. Even if you don't have an idea about what you want to write, what you want to present into the world, if you know your purpose, if you know who you are, if you set the intention, give me an idea with which I can change the world, or I can change this industry, or I can bring improvement in that industry, I guarantee you, the ideas are going to start flowing to you. But beware, or be aware, that once an idea has chosen you, you have to consider if you want to accept it. But if you hesitate, if you think to yourself,
Hmm.
not today, maybe tomorrow, that idea might actually go to somebody else. Because that is the way of channeling, that is the way that the universe operates when it comes to our creative flow. If we choose to ignore the call, it's going to go to somebody else. Very much so in alignment with the hero's journey. We each have a certain amount of years on earth and we can create beautiful things. But there is a time frame, there is a time limit also to the ideas that come our way before they go to somebody else. Because everything happens in divine timing. If you are not ready to share the idea that came to you, to channel the idea, to develop it, to bring it to life, it might just go to somebody else because the divine timing says this idea needs to reach people now. If you're not ready to channel it, it's going to go to somebody else. But if you are ready to channel it, be aware that this idea is going to transform your life too. Because before an idea reaches your audience, it's going to reach you and it's going to transform your world so that you can transform the lives of hundreds, thousands, and millions of other people on earth globally. To channel a book is to let the creative flow work through you. It's to allow for the higher wisdom to operate through you as you become a messenger of wisdom that is beyond your ears. Because, quite frankly, some of the greatest, most brilliant thoughts that writers before you have channeled, that speakers and leaders before you have captured, these ideas have been channeled. That's why they resonate with us, with our human spirit so much. They remind us of something that is far greater than our human understanding based on the years that we've been here on Earth. And the more you do the inner work to heal your childhood wounds, to remove the limiting beliefs, the more you come in full alignment, in full connection with your higher self, or rather, your future self, the one that has already accomplished all the things that are in your vision board right now. If you want to become a published writer, there are two paths that you can take. And sometimes they work together. The first path is the traditional path of writing, researching, and having conversations with people and understanding how you can be of service with the book that you want to create and shape. The second path, which once again, it's not a new practice, it's rather an ancient practice that we might have forgotten about, it's to channel your book. It's to allow for the divine to work through you, or source, as I like to call it, the database of the universe, where all the ideas are generated from. Working with source, working with your higher self, it's a little bit like working with ChatGPT and Google and Canva all at the same time. And you are the source. You are having this communication with yourself where you think to yourself, now what does the character say? Now what does the character do? Now what is the next plot twists? And the answers arrive and you channel them. And when you're channeling a book, you can channel it for as little as a week. And I'm talking about receiving the completed idea and putting it together in a pretty package, taking you up to a month to deliver a campaign. If you're ready to investigate the second path of channeling, I can help. I can also help you with publishing your book with the traditional writing path. I can help you with the editing, with the visual process. But if you're ready to speed up the process and reconnect with your higher self, I guarantee you there are brilliant ideas that are waiting to be channeled through you so that you can inspire millions of others.